One of my absolute favourite films of all time is The Conformist by Bernardo Bertolucci. Storero was around 30 years old when he shot this, and that really pisses me off. A superb script which you would implore the screenwriter adapt into a film if you read it, although I have read that the script was actually written in chronological order. The non-chronological attributes of the film were devised in the editing process, so it has been written. Could have made a great novel, but the composers of this script and film were consciously aware of the greater medium. I'm just trying to be a slight prick at this point, and so the cinema it was. Bertolucci is an unfortunate figure because up to and including this film, he is one of the most exciting film directors, Italian or otherwise, of all time. It is just a shame about his films after The Conformist. Anyone who appreciates Last Tango in Paris, I have genuine contempt for. Not that the film is without merits, but any merits that film contains are drowned out by the sickness, I feel, in just seeing it. Just knowing what the production entailed. How anyone in good conscience can praise Last Tango in Paris is a mystery to me, and I hate to sound like some SJW vermin, but we all have a limit. Hell, call Cannibal Holocaust a masterpiece if you want. I think you're an edgy idiot. And I don't dislike Cannibal Holocaust or those cannibal movies. I mean, they are what they are, right? But Last Tango? Many movies, unfortunately, included sexual assault and coercion as an aspect of their production, of asserting power over certain performers. And whilst it isn't obvious unless someone from behind the scenes speaks out, with Last Tango, it's right there on the bloody screen. Then I don't dislike 1900, but it is bloated. And I'm also very fond of The Last Emperor, even if it is just all production and lacks a certain philosophic profundity. Few films sweep me up like The Last Emperor, and I think it deserves commendation for that alone. Yeah, Bertolucci in the 60s and in 1970, extraordinary director, Before the Revolution, Spider Stratagem, Conformist, and he was barely 30 by the time the 70s rolled around. Damn it, Bertolucci, I dislike you even more now. The only topic worth making a film on now, in my opinion, without coming across as hubristic and insulated from the suffering of the world, is also one of the most controversial. It is difficult to make a statement on it without coming across as patronizing. For better or for worse, the advocacy movement for this issue can be extremely skeptical and judgmental of perceived opportunism, even if it picks and chooses what is or isn't this opportunism. Some of the easiest screen caps to find in the history of the FOTD project. I really just needed screen caps. I or AOD didn't even really need to write anything. I could have just written and then have him record. All I needed to do was upload some screen caps, go fuck yourselves. Probably should have, really.